Good. So, folks, once again, formally welcoming you to this session today. And we have determined that we'll proceed with the workshop, pre-workshop preparation today. And we have with us Dr. Ernest Thiessen, who will basically conduct. I will hand over to him. But as we discussed earlier, that we just spend some time introducing ourselves. So follow the screen. I think first in my screen, let's start with Dr. Ernest Thiessen. Ernest, go ahead, sir.
Okay, well, I think you probably already know who I am, Ernest Thiessen, founder of SMARTSETTLE, and I'm going to be helping you with any questions that you have about the simulation and basically guide it along and see if we can come to an optimized consensus on the 27th. But I think that's all I should say for now. I'd like to hear from each one of you, and then we'll get back to me for explaining further.
Thank you. So let's follow the screen. In my screen, I see Khandakar Tahmid Rejwan. Tahmid, go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon and good morning, depending on which time zone you are. I'm Khandakar Tahmid Rejwan. I'm currently working as a research data analyst in Center for Alternatives. Previously, I worked in the gender security team in the World Bank, Bangladesh. I completed my bachelor's and master's in international relations from University of Dhaka, becoming first class first in both program. My thesis was based here on the rise of Arakan Army in Rakhine and its security implications on Bangladesh. I regularly publish in Militant Leadership Monitor and Terrorism Monitor of Defense think tank Jamestown Foundation. So that's all. Nice to meet you all, and it's a pleasure to join. Thank you so much.
Tahmid, wow, excellent. What a gem. Thank you. Thank you for joining. And definitely, I'm going to touch base with you. We have deep interest about Arakan Army. Maria Kiptia is the next in the line. Maria, go ahead, introduce yourself, unmute the mic. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Hello, assalamualaikum, everyone. I don't know about your time zone, so yes, this is good morning for me and good evening for everyone. This is Maria Kiptia. I'm currently studying at Peace, Conflict and Human Rights Studies at Bangladesh University of Professionals. My academic focus is on international conflicts, peace building, and humanitarian perspective. And I'm particularly interested in how inclusive governance and diplomacy can shape lasting peace in conflict-affected societies. And I'm really glad to join this workshop and look forward to learning from all of you and contributing to our discussions. And yes, nice to see you all in this platform as I'm new here. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Shabib Muhammad Shadkatul Bari is the next in the line. Shabib, go ahead.
Hello everyone, good morning. This is Shabib Muhammad Sadaqatul Bari, a huge name, but you can call me Shabib. I have just graduated from Department of Japanese Studies, University of Dhaka.
Wow.
And also I'm a trained befriender and para-counselor based on Bangladesh. And my research interest basically falls under artificial intelligence and peace education. So thank you so much for giving me the floor. Thank you.
Wow. So we have a Japanese expert. That is wonderful because we are trying to reach out to Nippon Foundation. Shabib, just so that you know, we might.
Nippon Foundation is basically too tough to reach. I know that.
Okay. That is a little discouraging. Okay. But nonetheless, I'll talk to you later on in person. Okay, Shabib? Thank you.
Sure.
Kazi Sadia, 82. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Good morning from my side, and I think outside Bangladesh it's maybe good evening. So I am currently I'm pursuing my bachelor in social science under the Department of Peace, Conflict and Human Rights in Bangladesh University of Professionals of Bangladesh. My interest areas are learning how peace building and how to mitigate these challenges, to know more about conflict and peace resolution. So I am feeling, first of all, I want to show my heartfelt gratitude to all to give me the floor and looking forward to learn more. Thank you.
Thank you, Kazi Sadia. Thank you very much. Next in line, Faiza Sultana.
Oh, hello, good day, everyone.
Um, I'm Faiza Sultana. I'm a researcher at Center for Alternatives. I have been researching for like 7 years, and my graduation is in women and gender studies. Might not be very similar. I might not have very similar background than rest of you, but my interest actually does coincide with you. And I have been working on Rohingya issue, and this I want it to end because it is a very prolonged crisis, and I strongly believe that this prolonged humanitarian crisis requires our collective commitment, wisdom, and action. Thank you. That's why I came here, and that's what I expect from you. Thank you for having me.
Faiza, we are grateful. Thank you very much. I know Center for Alternative does a lot of wonderful works, right? Very happy to have you here. Yeah, next we have our founder, co-founder, Dr. Hilal Mohiuddin. Mohiuddin, sir, go ahead.
Oh, hi. I am Hilal Mohiuddin, as Dr. Kausar already introduced me. I am the co-founder of Greek, and I teach in different universities. I just completed teaching in North-South University in Bangladesh last year. December 2023 was my last month for teaching at North-South University in Bangladesh, and then I taught at Montclair State University in New Jersey. Now I am teaching in Mayville State University, North Dakota. So I am a frequent mover, moving from one place to another place and teaching like a bird. Bird. So it's a birdie teacher. Anyway, thank you, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Sanwara Khatun, you are next. We can't hear you, Sanwara. Is your mic?
Everyone,
Yes, good. Go ahead.
good morning from Bangladesh. This is Sanwara Khatun. I am studying at University of Dhaka. My bachelor was in Islamic history and culture, and my preferred area are peace and conflict resolution, diplomacy, international relations, political economy, and human rights. My home district is Sherpur, nearly to Meghalaya, a border district.
Oh.
And I am very enthusiastic in conflict management and resolution. Thank you, CRIC, and all of you.
Great. Next in line, MD Hazrat Ali. Go ahead.
Things. I hope you all are having a great time. I'm Mohammad Hazrat Ali from Bangladesh. I study at Bangladesh University of Professionals at undergraduate level, and I'm interested in peace building, more specifically community-led peace building. So that's what I'm hoping to learn. And as I'm new, I'm hoping to learn anything I can from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Definitely. Next, Shabib. No, Shabib, we have who is next? A little mixed up here. Okay, John, are you here still? John German? Okay.
Yeah, thanks. I put people and projects together at the United Nations in New York, and elsewhere. So I work 24/7 with Ernest Thiessen. I have convened a community of practice about emerging technologies in peace building and conflict prevention. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much.
Let me just say, this is, John has got some experience in what we're doing because he participated in another simulation as a player there representing one of the parties. So we're going to be looking to you, John, to help us.
Okay.
Thank you, John. Thank you for coming in. Actually, we are really grateful. Madara, go ahead.
Hello everyone, I'm Madara. I recently interned with Conflict and Resilience Research Institute, Canada, and I will be volunteering on the project Peace to Myanmar. and I'm currently doing my master's in human rights in the University of Manitoba, and my first degree was in criminology. And nice to see you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Madhura. Thank you so much. Meherun Nisa, next.
Hi, I'm Marinessa. For some reason, I'm unable to turn on my video, so here I am. Okay, so I am working with an MLA. He's a member of Legislative Assembly here in Winnipeg, and I'm also a student at CMU for peace building and collaborative development, and I'm really interested in conflict and peace building studies, and especially after learning about the Gaza Marshall Plan negotiation through the simulations through, the software, SMARTSETTLE. I am really interested to know more. So yeah, here I am. Thank you.
Thank you, Meher. Thank you very much.
Let me just say a little bit more introducing Mayor. Mayor is a very special person here today because she will be facilitating the research aspect of this whole exercise. So I want you all to communicate to her which of the issues that you wish to research. And it can be more than one, but each person needs to pick at least one issue. And if people want to do the same issue, then it'll be up to Mayor to decide, how to allocate that and, basically solve that conflict.
Thank you.
Perfect. Sarah, go ahead. Next, you are in line.
Hello, good evening and good morning, everyone. So, this is Sarah. I live in Dhaka, and this is a great, I would say, meeting all of you. I'm an anthropologist. I have completed my master's from Jawaharlal University here in Bangladesh. I'm quite a bit of a researcher. My expertise is in qualitative research. Apart from that, I have been working in development sector now almost 2 years plus, and it's been a pleasure that I could be a part of this and working with Dr. Kausar on knowing that displacement or post migration or war and conflict, how people's life get affected. And being here in Bangladesh, knowing about the community and their crisis and what is happening in Myanmar, all of could be listed in my interest list. So I'm very interested about this opportunity and get to know what could bring in future and what could be the solution and how could this conflict might be mitigated. So this is a nice opportunity for me personally, and I'm here as a learner, and I could help anyhow. That could with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Zareen Tasnim Mim, next.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Sir, I am Zareen Tasnim Mim. I am from Bangladesh. Now I am studying at Bangladesh University of Professionals, Peace, Conflict and Human Rights. As a student of Peace, Conflict and Human Rights, I really want to know more about violence, human rights, and I really interested in this field. So thank you so much, sir. That's about me.
Great. I think we have done the meet and greet part, and before I hand over to Ernest, just 2 quick points, logistics wise. So I will put up this whole session today in our YouTube channel. So feel free to go back and browse if you have any questions. However, as Ernest mentioned, we'll be in touch with you very closely, intimately, just to respond to your questions about whatever you have after tonight here. So feel free to drop us a line. We'll be more than happy. On 27th, when we'll run the full course, so what will happen is it is daytime here, and at your place it will be evening. So we'll start at 9 o'clock, which will be 8 a.m. in Bangladesh. sorry, 8 p.m. in Bangladesh. Sorry, 8 p.m. in Bangladesh. So meaning that it will be night. So just organize yourself if you can, so that you can participate fully. And internet connection, little stable internet connection will be required. And finally, what will happen is we'll send you all this information before that, so that your participation is 100% all right. Finally, in November, we are coming to Bangladesh, a small team, and we are running 4 workshops with Center for Alternatives, and one big seminar symposium with new research think tank in Bangladesh. 5, and I think another 1 or 2 with BUP and North South University. So I'll be in touch with you because I have your email addresses. So I'll drop the information. And all these workshops will again contain a segment of our, what you see today or what you will see on 27th September. So there we'll need some of you to kindly help us and all these things. So just to give you a heads up that we have already finalized our arrival in Bangladesh between 10 to 22nd of November. Thank you. Without further ado, Ernest, go ahead. It's your time. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I'm going to show you the SMARTSETTLE interface. I think you are already familiar with that, having watched the video. The most important video for you to watch is the one that we published on Myanmar. And at the end of that video, it shows a simulation. And basically, we are going to repeat that same simulation, but we're going to do it live on the 27th. And so I'm going to share my screen now. And let me see. So if I'm sharing the correct screen, you should see the Infinity interface here now. So do you see a list of issues here, Causer, starting with ceasefire at the top and then power sharing?
Ernest, yes, all good. Yeah.
That all looks good?
Yeah.
Okay. So this should look familiar to you from the video, and I'm going to explain it a little bit more in more detail here than you saw in the video, so you can understand what you're looking at, and I'll take questions from you after I've shown you what we're looking at. So right now, this is the private point of view of the Tatmadaw. So it's in small print up here. It says Tatmadaw military, but you just know that we will be looking only at the screen from the Tatmadaw's point of view. The other parties will be played by the system, by the robot, if you like. And it will go similarly to what you see in the video. And we have some private packages already prepared here to go. These are the same ones in the video, but in our simulation, we can actually, we may actually change these depending on, what all of you report. And so you notice that each one of these issues has a number. Here, ceasefire agreement and security guarantees is worth 43 points. Power sharing and governance is worth 28 points. This is how important the issues are. So they're all kind of in the same importance. The least important issue, according to this screen, would be education, civic awareness, and social cohesion. It's worth 13 points. And so let's, I can choose that issue. And if I double click on it, it opens up a satisfaction graph. So, and I can expand that a little bit so that we see all the options. In the negotiation, the stakeholders will agree on one of these options. So here we have teacher training and support, civic education programs, scholarship programs, digital learning platforms, vocational education, status quo. And so for the top mandat, the status quo is set to 0 here. And these two options to the top mandat are worse than the status quo. Now, this is community education dialogues and integrated schools. Now, according to the simulation, this information was prepared by junior staff, and you are the senior staff in the simulation, and it's your assignment to determine what the preferences of the top mandat really are. This is what we're looking at is the default, and your assignment is to adjust these according to what you discover in your assignment. You will research that on the internet or from libraries or wherever you can find the information by talking to people and determine what preference the top mandat actually has for these various issues. For example, if you discover that vocational education is more important than digital learning platforms, you might say, okay, that one should be a little higher. And maybe scholarship programs is not so important and it should be lower. And so we can adjust the order here. And I can also go into the issue properties like this. And if one of you are reporting on this particular issue, we're going to find out from you what should be the order of preference. So the way this is set up, the lowest one is the most important, and the highest one here is the least important. And we can use these buttons here to change the order. So if this one, integrated schools, is more important, maybe it belongs over here, then I can actually move it down like that. And I can adjust the order of all of them here. Maybe this one should be, over there. And once I've got them like that, then I can go ahead and see my results, but they are in a different order here. But when we finish, then it's going to be in preference order again. So I put them in preference order. It goes like that. So any questions about what we're looking at here? This is just one of the issues, and there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different options for this particular issue. And at the end of the negotiation, we are going to look for all of the 6 stakeholders to agree on one of these options for this issue.
Ernest, folks, if you have any questions, but from my side, just to add one little addition here is that what Ernest is saying that you all are acting as Tatmadaw / military government, all of you. And rest of the roles of the stakeholders will be played by the system. So now what you are looking at are the issues. So 11 issues we have identified, and you are going to work on these issues. So at the end of today's session, we'll ask you what issue you are interested in. And at this stage, you have seen within an issue, there are options, right? 11, 10, 5, 6 options, which Ernest just described. And what you do is when you run this workshop on 27, literally, then you discuss and choose options. You prioritize from Tatmadaw's point of view. That for me as a military government, this is my priority. So this is the role play what we are nudging you towards, and this is the issues, and which has under all issues you have options. Ernest, am I okay? Am I right?
Yeah, that's okay. And so, basically what we want you to do is tell us in which order we should put these options for the top mandat. We're going to give you this default order, but you must understand this was done by junior staff, and it's, some of it is not correct. So you have to do your research and tell us what the true preferences are of the top mandat. And if two of you choose the same issue, then on the day, on the 27th, then we'll get each of you to report. Maybe you have some different results, and you'll discuss it among yourselves and with the whole group and agree on basically maybe some compromise or something in between of what you have both discovered.
Fantastic. So, folks, again, from my side is that you prioritize once you discuss amongst yourself or by yourself, because you will be given now a set priority or set preferences, but you decide to change because you are the senior member of and you are the decision maker, and whatever Ernest has prepared from the platform of a let's say policy analyst or young staffer, but you are the decision maker, you are the senior general, and you are given these options for priority. You choose what priority you want. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good explanation. And so once we do that, so here are different packages. This is the status quo package. This is what the top mandat feels like is the same as the status quo. If they agree to this package that's in black, it'll be no different than what it is right now. But they're actually going to walk away from the table if they get anything worse than their walk away. Because no party is going to agree to concede all the way down to their status quo. Each of them wants a fair share of the benefits of this negotiation. That's why they're not going to agree to anything less than the walkaway. But what they're really going to try for is the target. That's how much they're going to try to get, 65 points. And when we start the negotiation, we're going to start over here on the right side with something that's optimistic. So they're prepared to concede from this optimistic. In the negotiation, they're going to go down to a concession, and they're going to be happy if they achieve that target. And if they're really, really pressured, they'll go down as much as this walk away. So you see each one of these has a number, right? Optimistic is worth 120 points. Walkaway is worth only 29 points. And so where do those numbers come from? Well, so international monitors and mediators, let me show you that. I'm just going to open this up here. And that's this one right here, and you see it's worth 10 points, right? So we get 10 points from that one, and over here, this one is status quo. We know that one is 0. Diversity in values. Let me see. No, sorry, I wanted to open it this way. Diversity. Okay, that's worth about 9.2 points. So far we have 10 plus 9.2. We add that together, we got 19. And if we did that for every one of these, it would add up to 29 altogether, 29 points. That's how we get the 29 points. So, yeah. More questions about that? What questions do you think that these students have, Quasar? You're muted.
Folks, if you have any questions. So from my side, Ernest, can you further tell us the screen that we are seeing now, in the top line, we see disarmament, I mean DDR reintegration, then decentralized government. So how this priority has been arrived at? Is it something that you have already researched, you have decided, you have set by default, or it is also because just for the sake of discussion, I'm saying that as a Tatmadaw general, I'm not really interested about disarmament, I mean DDR, then decentralized government models. I'm not, because to my mind, I want to stick to the power as long as I can. And also, I don't want any independent monitors to come into my country to monitor the human rights violation situation and all these things. I definitely do not want UN supervised protection zone, because I always say that it is the violation of our sovereignty. So my point is how this priority has been decided by the system.
So you mean like the default preferences?
Correct.
Well, okay, so in our simulation, these default preferences that we're looking at, if we open one of these and say, okay, well, this looks like most of these are not very good for the Tatmadaw. They've all pretty well, short bars here. There's only 2 of them that look pretty good here, and these preferences were determined by junior staff, just like you said, and they were given the assignment to prepare for the negotiations and get this set up as well as they could with what they knew. But now we have the senior staff that is going to do the final adjustments to the preferences before we do the final negotiation. And the preferences that you see by the time we get to this stage, there will be some transformation that has come along, and we're hoping that the stakeholders will understand the benefits, the huge benefits of coming to agreement, and not sticking to what they thought was important, and they may change their mind as to what they think is really important when they come to a consensus with the other stakeholders, and all to live together in peace. And so we are privileged to have Maria Cristina Cifuentes with us. She's not here at this particular session, but she will be at the workshop, and she will be explaining, how we talk to the stakeholders in terms of helping them understand the real benefits of peace. And that won't happen just in one session, but working together, stakeholders talking to each other, we are hoping that some transformation will happen. And we don't know what's going to happen on the day of the workshop, but that could be part of it or maybe not.
Okay, fair enough.
Did I answer your question, Kaiser?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
So what do I have? Let's have some some participation from some of the other folks.
Ernst, can I ask something from
Yes.
the viewpoint of the junta? Like I am not only for maintaining status quo, but I am trying to find out a fictitious enemy, like Bangladesh has done this, has done that, and all these things are barrier to peace negotiations, so we can't sit with them in the tables. We are finding out some excuses, and some pretexts, creating some pretexts not to make any peace talk happen. So this is a kind of mindset of one of the military ruling military member. So this is my mindset, my thought process, and I'm in the table. So how is this going to be, this kind of attitude that, okay, these people are trying to find out some enemies just to create the pretext to create some excuses not to make any peace process happen. So how we will integrate that in this simulation, and whether it can be more clear, because we know that some of the people have this kind of attitude always, all the time, especially the perpetrators.
Yeah.
Try to make some
Well, that's very important, Halal. We can't walk into a group of decision makers today and expect them to participate in the way we would like. This will be quite a process before we get to the point where they understand the benefits of participating and coming to a consensus in this kind of a process. So we are going to do this, first of all, with civil society, then we're going to do it with academic organizations, then we're going to do it with diplomats, and all of that quite a few times. And we will have trained facilitators and basically interact with the people that the decision makers trust. And we will depend on people that are close to them to communicate to them the benefits of participating in this process. They need to be, experience, the power of transformation in, and maybe I should ask John, who's been through this experience, John German, basically, his experience in going through a simulation and how that could affect other stakeholders if they participate in a simulation. We don't expect them to participate in the real thing before they've actually experienced this process themselves. Can I ask for your comments, John?
Sure. Yes. I think the only people who will probably ever, until this goes mainstream, will ever take it seriously are people who have actually gone through modeling and simulation. There's nothing like actually playing one of the parties and getting to see and feel how this whole thing actually works. So that's why our effort is to get closer to two categories of people. People who are actually on the ground in these situations, who can bring their realism to it and say, no, you've got these things all wrong. You don't have the issues right. You're missing this one. That one is overweighted. the choices you have for this other issue over here are not the choices that I see. I think they should be this instead. I think they should be weighted this way instead of that way. And the other category is people who are trusted by the real decision makers. So when I try to get in touch with people of that kind, I say, have your most trusted advisors look at this. I think it's too much to ask a real decision maker to look at it. They're busy. And why should they look at something that hasn't been suggested to them by somebody who's close to them and who they trust with their lives? So my goal is to get to somebody who is trusted by a real decision maker, or somebody who can at least get us closer to a real decision maker, so that they will tell me, I've looked at this and this is what I see, and I think that we ought to go the next step here. So I see it as very iterative, and something that this is not going to be like going out on the golf course and expecting to hit a hole in one. The goal is get closer, get closer, get closer. And so that's what this process, when we go through it on the 27th, what I'm hoping that people will come away from that with a greater feel for what it's actually like to go through this, so that when you talk with people about it, you do it with enthusiasm, and that's what people like to see. Is they want to see somebody they trust telling them, well, this was my experience with it, and this is what I think we ought to do with it. And they want to see enthusiasm. They want to see somebody's eyes sparkle when they talk about it. So that's my goal here. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
thanks.
That's great, John. I wonder if we can hear from each one of the other participants today as to if you've already thought about this and you've looked at the workshop materials, maybe you've already got in mind an issue that you would prefer to research. And so we want each one of you to choose at least one issue to research, and you can choose more than one if you like. Maybe you could each let us know what would be your preferred issue and which would be your second choice. And then Mayor will take notes and let you know if which one that we're actually going to assign to you. Would that be okay, Kauser?
Yes, absolutely. But before you start this process, can I just take 1 minute, Ernest, from you? So Dr. Hilal's point is that as a stakeholder, Tatmadaw has this agenda of mistrust of, let's say, Bangladesh. So now, can it be an issue, Ernest, in the system, or it doesn't qualify to be an issue?
So one constraint we have in the simulation is that we have to take the issues and the options exactly as they are. We can't change them in the simulation. In a real negotiation, of course, we would, exactly like you're saying. We can adjust them, but we will not have time for that.
Understood.
On the 27th.
Absolutely.
So we have to assume that all of that work the fine tuning of the issues and the options has already taken place before we get to the 27th.
So yeah, absolutely. So I'm clear now. And for folks, those who are listening, so Dr. Hilal's point is valid, but for the sake of 27th workshop, we are not going to include it as an issue because it takes some preparation at our end. So, but maybe in the November workshop when we play it out in Bangladesh in front of diplomats, security officials, academics, etc., we might see it as an issue, and we can add. But again, Dr. Hilal, thank you very much for bringing it up. And maybe these inputs will take care later in the project. But for the time being, we'll keep the issues as you have seen. Folks, so as Dr. Ernest is requesting, we are going to go again one by one. So if you are thinking, you can take a couple of quick thinking, you can end your thinking process quickly, but we need to know which issue you are interested in, because that will shape the discussion on 27th. So shall we start with Maria? Mr. Hajrat, yeah, go ahead.
Before we go to that part, I have a simple question. Sir, you have a set value. The highest value and the lowest value are set. Can we change that value? For example, let's go with the ceasefire agreement and security grantees. The highest value is 33 and the lowest is -10. Can we change that value?
Ernest, very technical question.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll just show that one again.
Hajrat, thank you so much. Brilliant
Yeah.
question. Brilliant.
Right. So you were talking about ceasefire agreements here. So we're asking you in general not to change the overall importance of the issue, but just to change the order of these within this importance. Like, so this importance 43 will be fixed. However, you could slide it so that the status quo is somewhere else. So the status quo could be up and down, but we will look at the overall importance after we've adjusted the order of the options. But it's a more complicated thing to actually adjust the overall importance of the issues. But we will look at it on that day. But we want you to, your assignment is mostly to look at the order of the options within the issue and keep the importance the way it is. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Very, very nice question. Very insightful question. And folks, once again, your assignment is to adjust the subset of this one. But as Dr. Ernest mentioned that maybe on 27th or later on, based on the discussion of the overall group, he may readjust the priorities and numbers. And at the end, folks, remember, after doing this whole process, what do we want? We want a package, right? So a package which is acceptable to various stakeholders. That is our ultimate goal. But that goal can be reached gradually, as you have heard John German's point, that it will take number and I mean, how many iterations we don't know, but it will be there gradually achieved, not with 1 or 2 sessions. But this is what is overall we want from you to decide issues and study and understand yourself, and then tell us what priority you have set. Ernest, is it all right? I mean, should we proceed now?
Yeah, that's okay. We pretty. I don't know how much time you allocated to this.
So we are close to 1 hour mark. So maybe another 10-15 minutes. But let's listen to issues, because then what we'll do is we can follow up with an email to all the participants to kindly prepare. So Maria, go ahead.
So we'll ask Mayor to keep to take some notes of
okay,
what's maybe the first and second choice each person has.
Sure.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Before that, sir, I have some simple questions in my mind. If anyone don't just bother, it's just a basic question. Like, I don't know why it came up my mind that could dependence on the algorithm risk simplifying or ignoring cultural and historical dimensions of negotiations? Like,
slowly, Maria, say slowly. What is your question?
Sir, like, could dependency or dependence on algorithms risk simplifying or ignoring cultural and historical dimension of negotiations?
Cultural and historical dimensions of negotiation. Ernest, I don't have much idea about it.
Well,
sir, can I repeat?
let's maybe just give an example. Do you have something in mind, a particular issue in mind when you're asking the question?
Maria.
Yes, sir. Like we as a student of peace conflict, we used to think that humanitarian values and emotions are matters because when we are going in a negotiate field or when we work on field, so the human emotions and some stories came up like this was this was that. So I was just want to know that we are depending on algorithms like we are doing these things like in a AI manner that is yeah, we are simplifying that these are the core issues, these are the, but something more can be beyond that. So my question is that because could dependence on algorithm risk simplifying or ignoring cultural and historical dimensions of negotiations?
Well, I think what you're saying is that the algorithms are generating some things that don't take into account, some cultural things, but it's exactly the opposite, really, because it's the human beings that tell the algorithms what the preferences are, not the other way around. This is exactly the opposite to the artificial intelligence that you are being shown, like Chat GPT. It tells you what to do, but with the artificial intelligence that we have in SmartSettle, we tell it what to do. So if we're giving you a choice between two options, I'm asking you as a decision maker for the top manda, which one of these would you choose, this one or that one? And we're not asking the algorithm to choose, we're asking you to choose based on everything you know about the feelings of the top manda. And once you give that information to SmartSettle, then it knows that information and it can use that information to generate suggestions. So yes, by all means, we take into account all of that information, but it is specified by the human beings that create the preference representation. The preferences are not generated by the AI, it's the human beings. And that's what we're asking you to do, to tell us what are the preferences of the top manda.
Thank you, sir. I've got your point and my answer too. So the preference I choose to further for my research is my first choice will be humanitarian assistance and resource management, and my second choice will be power sharing and governance.
Okay, next.
Brilliant. Sanwara?
Yes, I have a question from that simulation. In some segment, I saw that civil society. I know that civil society are aligned with the national unity governments and ethnic arms groups. My question is how the civil society could play a neutral role as they are involved with the NAG and the armed groups.
How can they play a distinct role? Or did you say a neutral role?
Neutral.
Well, they're not playing a neutral role. They're playing a role that that they are. They're not asked to. Nobody is asked to play a neutral role. We're asking them to play whoever they are.
So, Sanwara, let me add what Ernest says. So, in our whole simulation, we are only focused on particular role. So if you have chosen that, okay, civil society, so you are a civil society leader living either in diaspora or within Myanmar. So what do you think? So we are not judging whether you are neutral or you are pro NUG or pro military or whatever. We just want to know, as a civil society leader, what you are saying. Ernest, right?
Yeah, that's right. So, when it comes down to the real negotiation in the end, we are hoping to get representatives of civil society, a broad representation. We'll get them, maybe a dozen people in a group, and we'll say, you are the people that are representing all of the civil society of Myanmar, and we're asking you to set your preferences here, just like we're asking in the simulation the top Manda to set their preferences. We're asking the civil society, a group of representatives. You were saying, we were asking you to represent all of the civil society of Myanmar and set your preferences accordingly. Did I say that right, Causer?
Yes, absolutely. That is what we are going to do. So Sanwara, what would be your two preferences?
I think that nobody can be neutral in this difficult task.
Correct.
Thank
So,
you, sir.
so yeah. So, what do you prefer? I mean, because we need to prepare you for your participation with two choices. What do you choose? Civil society?
Yes, obviously.
Okay. And what will be your second choice?
Uh,
Okay, we can get back to you. Think a little bit from the issues list. We'll get back to you again before we end up. Okay, Sanwara? Okay, just think about because we need to know two preferences for our preparation. Dr. Helal, do you have any other comments?
No, I just want to add something to Sanwara's comment. Sanwara, just to think this way, civil society is not a neutral entity, never, ever.
Correct.
So that's the point. You have a strong voice. That's your power and strength. Maybe for military rulers, if they are paid by the military rulers, civil society, we have seen in our country as well, in Bangladesh as well, paid civil society members. They were for the government. Others were against the government. So civil society is civil society. It's not neutral. We can't expect anything neutral actually from in the negotiation table. It's a just black and white. And to yeah, it's a binary thing. We are just trying to make a middle point. So one person is saying no, another person is saying and making the say yes and no at a middle point that okay, we agreed on this decision. So that's what probably the simulation is going to do at the end of the day. So this is why it's not. And I also need to make another comment with Maria. Maria, yeah, I believe I got your point where you are coming from. You are coming from a sociological perspective that okay, there are mindsets even among the militaries, like they are color, these people are Bangladeshis, Rohingyas are Bangladeshis. They are not really because historically and culturally they were taught like that in the textbooks, in all kinds of social media feeds, everywhere they were just portrayed as Bangladeshis, that they migrated from Bangladesh and intruders. So they have different faces and they know them, especially the Rohingyas, in a different way. And this mindset is not going to disappear just overnight. And it's very common. It's very prevalent among the military members and others, those who are even still sitting in the negotiation. I know that probably you are trying to focus on that thing, that whether this will affect or not. Yeah, I think that another thing that probably we will be able to adjust or think about sometime after 27, but that's not the main focus actually so far I understood, because Ernst already clearly explained that look, people are as it is and we are not really using algorithm, rather like think about ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is talking about other people's mind, other people's voice. It's extracting the real voice of other people. So that's what it is. So it's a representing. It's not just making some algorithm out of nowhere. I believe you understood at this moment. I got your point. It's a very valid point, very important sociologically when we try to really say sit to the negotiation table. But think about the diplomats and the decision makers' point of view. Just put in their shoes. What will they do? How they choose their people? How military will choose the conflict negotiator? Who is in their trust? Who they believe would be the best person to sit the negotiation. At the same time, think about the Bangladeshi diplomats, how the diplomats will choose someone that this person is the perfect person to represent us as our spokespersons. So there are some games too from those two people, and all these really interact. So this kind of behavior and reading the mindset and reading, the people's thinking. So that's what it is. Anyway, thank you very much. These are very good questions, good thoughts. You need to speak out so that we can understand and we can really make it more efficient and more really workable. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hilal. Kazi Sadia, next, go ahead. Tell us your preferences.
Thank you for giving me the floor again. I think I will prefer the constitutional reform and rule of law because, in my opinion, a person, as a human being, we are tend to break the rules and not following our own instinct. And by instinct, we are war-minded people. So I think by only providing rules that bound us to do inhuman things can settle down things easily. So,
Fantastic.
and my second preference is, I'm not sure which one I will prefer second. I think I need a bit more time to
Yeah,
think
sure.
about my second preference.
Fantastic. What
Thank
an
you, sir.
explanation. Excellent. So yeah, take your time because we'll get back to you and Sanwara a little bit later. Tahmid, go ahead, sir. You are most knowledgeable amongst us. Go ahead.
Believe I'm a learner till I die. This is the thing. And that keeps me humble, and at the same time that keeps me open to learning from others. So basically, my first preference would be ceasefire agreement and security guarantees. And my second preference would be power sharing and governance. These two topics relate to a lot over my research
Fantastic.
interest, because I
Excellent.
have been working over the future of Rohingya crisis and the future of armed negotiation, basically. So there's a particular interest inside me to work on the ethnic armed organizations. And given the fact, I can just a small suggestion to the participant, because I have been researching on Myanmar for last 2 years, and it's not limited to Rohingya issues. Rather than it is beyond Rohingya issues. I have focused Rohingya issues less, rather than I have focused over understanding Tatmadaw and the ethnic armed organizations and the ethnopolitics of Myanmar. So they can read excellent report by Andrew Selt, the most prominent scholar on Tatmadaw. There is a report by Griffith Asia Institute that's titled Military Mindset of Myanmar's Military, or Tatmadaw. It is open access. They can understand the military mindset of Tatmadaw. It's an excellent report. This is the thing. And I believe Myanmar is an enigma. We must understand Myanmar's military in their lens rather than in Bangladeshi lens. This is the fun fact of the simulation. There will be limitations, but this is the way we get creative. So thank you for the opportunity. That would be my preference, Dr. Kausar. Thank you.
Thank you. Tahmid, would you do us a favor of sharing the link of the article? Because I think I saw it
Yes,
already. But anyways,
yes.
kindly,
I'm
kindly,
sharing the link in the comment if
kindly,
it is
kindly,
okay.
kindly. That will be so nice of you, Tahmid. Absolutely brilliant. Faiza Sultana, are you here? Go ahead.
Thank you for having me again. Actually, my first preference would be economic development and integration because, well, economy is the main driver for a country, and I really my focus or my interest is in the economic sector. That's why I chose it for my first option. But for the second option, I have listed down like three issues actually, and I can choose between it. But I think I will choose the inclusive legal status and return of the displaced person. I hope I
Fantastic.
can work
Fantastic.
on this.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. These are very critical because from Bangladesh, we have Rohingya issues of return and all these things. Sarah, go ahead. Faiza, brilliant.
Thank you.
Sarah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I would like to go with environmental protection and climate resilience, and the other one would be inclusive legal status and return of displaced person.
Okay, Sarah, can you say a little slowly again? The first one, I couldn't catch it rightly.
Okay, the first one is, one second, environmental protection and
I
climate
see.
resilience.
Understood. Fantastic. Because the state of Arakan has just went through a earthquake and all. Fantastic point. Thank you, Sarah. Hazrat, go
Thank
ahead,
you.
sir. Hazrat, are you here?
Yeah, my preference, the first preference would be power sharing and governance. And the second one would be ceasefire agreement and security practice.
Fantastic. Wow. Brilliant. Brilliant. Madara, your choice? Mother, are you here?
Muted.
Maybe she's muted. Okay, we'll get back to her. Ernest, you don't need Meher to choose, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Zareen, Tasneem? Zareen, are you here? Oh, if not, Arik Ibn Munir?
Hello, assalamu alaikum. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
I'm just sorry I couldn't join earlier in the meeting. I have lately joined this meeting, so I didn't focal points. But I also set my preferences. My preferences is civil education program, and the second one is power sharing. I have reasons for it that the Kathmandu government has declared that they are going to conduct elections.
Correct. Correct.
Who are living in Myanmar, and the civic education, that how they're going to vote and who should they vote. And the second one is power sharing. I think the Kathmandu can share their power with the rebel groups who are willing to join them to form new government, not the exile one who always actually rebel against them. So if I look in the eye of Kathmandu, then it would be valid reasons according to my point. Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. So, Arik, once again, your first preference is, say again a little bit because there was some distortion. Yeah, go ahead.
Civic education program.
Okay. Okay. Civic education program. Okay. Civic. Oh, got it. Got it. Thank you. Zareen, go ahead. Zareen, yeah. Are you here, Zareen? Yeah.
Sorry, sir, for the interaction, sir. My first preference with sir negotiation. I think as a social science background, I think social interaction is important for us. So if something is happened, so there will be a social interaction from the government and the civil society. And my second preference will be sir peace building, and there will be a lot of issues in around us in Bangladesh, but I think violence can be happen, but we should focus on peace building.
Okay. So, Zareen, you are coming very low. So first preference is once again. Just say again slowly your first preference, Zareen. Oh, okay. Yeah.
She can text it if internet.
Right. Zareen, yeah, better you text it in the chat. So we'll just pick it up from there. Okay, Sanwara, have you come to some, yeah, go ahead, Sanwara.
Yes, sir. Do you hear me?
Yes.
My second preference is negotiation among the stakeholders
Okay.
and effective peace agreement.
Understood. Fantastic. And I think Kazi, Sadia, you wanted to, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So as my second preference, I would choose justice and reconciliation because
Wow.
again, I think accountability, which makes a man restrained from doing inhuman things again. And I personally believe in long-term peace rather than short-term peace. Through negotiation and other things, I think peace can be bring back, but through accountability and preventing perpetrator from acting the thing or doing the thing again and again. I think this reconciliation fosters forgiveness and coexistence. So in my opinion, justice and reconciliation will be my second choice, second preferences.
Good, good. So I think we have heard all of you.
Oh, just John German. John German needs to choose yet.
John, yeah, okay.
So what do you need?
John,
what are your two choices?
I haven't thought about it yet. Can I get back to you later?
yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes, of course. Meher, have you or could you record or definitely we can go back if you have not.
Yeah, I've recorded a few of them, but I have missed because of the
Okay.
portion. So
Okay.
I'm just going to prepare a document for you so you could have those.
Yeah, fantastic. So we can just play the record and just prepare feedback. So folks, thank you very much. Brilliant, really impressive. What we'll do is by tomorrow, Meher and I will prepare a small table and send it to you so that you have at your end the preferences, and we work on the preference. Ernest, back to you.
Sure. So that's all very good. So it looks like we covered most of the issues, and there might be a couple that are not chosen, but Mayor and Causer will figure that out and assign those. I don't know, maybe John will take what's left over, but or maybe Halal will help us with that. So the main assignment is, tell us for the issue that you chose, what the order of preference is for the options. Just at very minimum, put them in order. You don't have to give them any numbers. This is most preferred, this is second preferred, and finally to least preferred, including the status quo. If you only come with that information, that will be very helpful to us. Just the order of preference of the options that we've given to you, that if it's different than what the default is. Is that clear, Kaiser?
So Ernest, let me get back to you. So do they have access to the options? Because they cannot access the software. So will you provide them, or you have already? So I'm not very, yeah.
The options are in the single negotiating framework.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And those options are also in the screenshots.
I see. Okay.
For the materials. So they're all there.
Okay. So folks, what Ernest is saying, that go back to the training materials that we provided earlier, and you have the options. And what Ernest is requesting that brainstorm. And again, I would like to acknowledge Tahmid's the document that he shared. So have a read if you want to know more. But I think what we want you to come prepared on 27th about these options, right, Ernest?
Yeah, and in fact, you should email us that information ahead of time.
Okay, so another point is if you kindly email your responses, and maybe we can do some back and forth before 27th, so that 27th we have only 4 or 5 hours allotted. And most importantly, folks, I would like to also share with you that we will have dignitaries present from various places. So we'll put up a good show in terms of our knowledge. And I think we have a brilliant, group here. So Ernest, anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
I think that's good, unless there's any more questions.
Okay, a final round of open floor. Any questions, folks, before we call it a day, night, whatever?
I'll just stay on a little bit longer. Maybe John German and anybody else that wants to stay on a little longer. But I think, Kaiser, you're free to dismiss the group.
Understood. Sanwara, go ahead. Yeah, you wanted to say something.
Yes, sir. how can we manage the Smart Settle simulation and its website or mobile app?
I mean, you wanted to know about the app. I mean, we don't have app though, right, Ernest?
No, you're not using the app. You're only doing this all manually.
Manually. So Sanwara, yeah, so it's a proprietary software which Ernest manages. So, and is quite intricate. So he will assist you, and on the 27th as well, he will be full force there. So if you tell him to adjust something, and this is what his job will be on that day, he will do it from his point, from his access point, right, Ernest?
That's right. I will manage the interface and make the changes. You report what you think the changes are, and I will manage the software and make the changes.
Thank you, sir. I got
Thank you.
it.
Thank you, Sanwara. And but your point is kind of I'll go back to Ernest a little bit on this point that yes, maybe down the road in this project or the future project, possibly we are looking at training up the stakeholders, and maybe we can give them some flexibility because it's difficult for Ernest to manage every piece of information. So we are looking into these options down the road, but not at this point because we don't have the capability of doing it. Thank you. Okay, folks, if you don't have any questions, let's wrap up. Thank you so much for giving us 1 hour, 25 minutes of your valuable time. I know you all are busy in your own spheres. Thank you, Dr. Halal, for being here. John, thank you so much. Ernest, thank you once again from the team. And in between, we'll talk about other stuffs through email. So Meher and I will be your main primary contact. And as promised, we'll give you this list of your choices by tomorrow latest. You'll have a document at hand. Thank you so much once again. Stay well and stay fine. Till we meet next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Sir?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, maybe you could